when you're preparing, please try to know why you're learning that. To go abroad, you don't need IELTS, you need a ticket. All of them are like the upper intermediate or advanced level vocabulary, but you cannot get high score for this sentence. What is the reason? Wasting time is a pressing matter for teenagers. You had it? 3, 2, 4 sections. What is it? Sleeping. Speaking. All right. So you see, we do things and we don't know why. Boys or girls again, right? Battle, second round. Okay. Let's go.
North and north, north, yes, so.
Wow. Skills needed for writing. What skills do you think you need for writing? Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to our today's training. I'm honestly really happy to see you all here. Thanks for sparing your time and coming to see our training. I'm going to do my best to fulfill your expectations. All right. So today we're going to talk something about IELTS, and I want to know who is IELTS student in here. Can you raise your hands? All right. All right. So mostly this. Left flank, right? Left flank is, or in your case, is right, right? So right flank is IELTS, and what about you guys? So pre-IELTS, right? So general English students, can you raise your hands? All right, amazing, that's great. So today's training's purpose is mostly for targeted for general English students and those the beginner level IELTS students, because mostly the problem is that when you're preparing for IELTS or when you're thinking about IELTS, there are billions of materials, billions of videos on the YouTube or different sources that give you various ideas, right? And when you're thinking or when you see those things, right? And by the way, can you understand me, right? Everybody, right? Yes. If you don't understand, you can raise your hand and ask. I can repeat it in Chinese. All right? All right, that's cool. So, as I was saying, there are materials, and all of them show different kind of things, and that's why I've decided. I was thinking about doing this thing with all of general English students and our beginner IELTS groups students, because it's kind of eye opener or something give you some direction, what to expect, what to do, how to prepare, and something like that. All right. Little about me. My name is Ahmadxon, as I mentioned. It's not George, it's Ahmadxon. Okay? So, I'm an IELTS instructor in Druzhba branch in Cambridge, and I've been working here for about a year. And since I joined, it was, I think, last December or November. And since then, I've been doing IELTS courses. I mean, teaching it to the students. Before that, I've studied in China. I've completed my undergraduate there, and I started my graduate, and I'm currently studying online and decided to come back home. You can call me patriot, but I kind of like our home, Uzbekistan. Do you like it? Yeah, it's no worries. After camera, we will say no together, all right? Okay. First of all, why do we need IELTS? Who can tell me why do we need IELTS? Or sorry, I don't need it. Why do you need IELTS? To enter the university? Okay, cool. You cannot enter university without it? You can, right? You can go, okay, you can ask the, security, can I enter? Yes, sure, you can enter, right? Nobody asks your IELTS, right? Okay.
I wanted to be IELTS instructor.
Wow, that's cool. My competitor, right? Okay, inshallah. All right, who else? Well, why do you need IELTS? What's your purpose, guys?
To go abroad.
To go abroad? You don't need IELTS, you need a ticket, right? Okay, cool.
But learning English also needs.
Yeah, learning English also needed, right? Yes, 6 years ago or 7 years ago, I was in your shoes. I was also preparing for the university, studying some IELTS, right? Running around, watching various videos, doing lots of tests and everything. Now, when I look back, I see how I wouldn't say crazy. Like I would say like the typical preparation was that, right? Yes, I used to go to the training centers and everything like that, but I was in rush. Like I wanted to get IELTS ASAP. Like, what is this? Like, I need it. I desperately need it. Like, I need to get it tomorrow so that I can like get out, not run away, get out from here, right? And go abroad to study abroad, right? Okay. The same thing happens in your case. Like, you come to the beginner class, right? And you ask your teacher, is there like, please raise your hand if you had this case. Like, you came to the beginner class, like you don't know English. You know ABC, right? And you know Eminem, that's it. Right? You came and you're asking your teacher, I want to get IELTS in 1 year. Right? Whoever told like this, like whoever said it, can you raise your hand? Right? No worries, I'm not going to look. No? All right, because like I've been well, you know, like Cambridge is not just about IELTS, it's about English and everything like that, right? And we've seen these cases, like we talk to the teachers and we see these ones. And I should say, like, yes, impossible is possible, but guys, come on, like, be realist. Like, it's like even, it's kind of difficult thing, right? Yeah, it's possible in 1 year to get IELTS from beginner, but like, it depends what IELTS you're talking about, right? Like, IELTS starts from 0 to 9, right? Like the last time I checked. And yeah, you can get like 3 or 4 like in 1 year or something like that. Yeah, but you get IELTS, right? So what I want to say with all of this beautiful speech, right? Like that's when you are preparing, know what to prepare and don't think that your teacher is wasting your time. Right? Your general English teacher, your beginner teacher, your intermediate, etc. Nobody wants to waste your time. Everybody wants for you to learn what you're learning perfectly so that when time comes, you can use it. Right? For example, in general English classes, you learn grammar and everything like that, right? And if you don't implement that what you've learned there, right? For example, you learn how to use present simple. Right? And like tomorrow you will learn how to use present continuous, right? Etc. etc. Like what is the problem is that many students learn it and leave it. That's it. Like you learn today and bye-bye. Like until midterm, until the final exam, nobody thinks about that. Right? That's the problem. Like when you're preparing, please try to know why you're learning that. Why you're learning present continuous, why you're learning difference between present continuous and present simple, right? And from there it goes on and on, okay? So today we're going to talk about like the preparation for IELTS writing. I'm not an expert in writing, but like since I've been teaching, like I have seen many cases in students, right? And I've decided like to give directions for how to prepare for that, right? How to prepare like correctly for the IELTS writing task, okay? So how many sections do we have in the IELTS? 2 sections? Like, I mean, overall IELTS. 4 sections, right? 4 sections. What is it? Sleeping, speaking, reading, writing, listening, right? Okay, in different order. Okay, like mix it up, right? Kasha, right? Okay. So, in this order, there is one thing called writing, right? So writing is divided, somebody mentioned, 2 sections, right? Writing task 1, writing task 2, right? It's simple to remember. So among these tasks, right, you have to learn certain skills so that to use them in your writing appropriately. Okay? So, okay. Let's see. Skills needed for writing. Okay. All right. Okay. Skills needed for writing. What skills do you think you need for writing? What is it? Idea. All right. What does it mean, idea? It's opinion, right? Like, okay, tomorrow, tomorrow is Monday. What's your idea about Monday? Great day? Come on, it's awful day, right? After Sunday, you have to go to work, to study, right? Okay, kidding. It's tiring day, right? That's great. So, okay, it means idea. There are different things you have to have an idea. The problem is that in our culture, we don't talk to children, we don't talk to people about serious issues out there, right? For example, let's say let's say, discrimination, right? Discrimination. Or, okay, let's not go that far. Let's talk about disrespect, right? So, respect between children and elderly people, right? So, do you respect elderly people, everyone? All right. So, you're sitting on the bus or on the subway, right? On the metro, right? And you're very tired, right? You had a long day. And like there is a person standing. Will you stand up and give a seat? Why you're lying? Come on, right? Okay, so we do, right? We like try to do best, right? Okay, so these kind of issues, we thank God know about it, right? But like there are other things, like why do we do that? Like why do you do that?
Because we should respect them.
Respect, why?
Because maybe they are older.
Maybe?
They are older than us, and that's why we should respect.
So we should respect them. Like, but why do we respect them? What is it? Because of our culture, all right? So you see, we do things and we don't know why, right? Like we respect them. We study IELTS, we don't know why, right? And something like that. So in the IELTS, it requires details. You need to know why you're doing that. You need to know what is the reason for that, right? For example,
Their heels.
health? Yes, exactly. Here we go, slowly going on. So, because elderly people are less healthy than us, we could bear standing for 20 or 25 minutes until we get to our destination. However, it can be challenging for elderly person to do the same thing, right? This is like what is this? The answer you should be giving, right? This is how you should explain your idea. All right, so you have the ideas, but you need to know in detail, like why do we do that? Why do we need that? Okay, for example, do you eat ice cream? Yes, like why? It's delicious. It is? It's sweet. It makes us happier, right? So it improves our mood, right? Okay, did you eat ice cream today? Why? It's cold, right? Like right? You have lesson tomorrow, right? Otherwise, like you will have to stay at home and lose your points, right? Okay, so here we go. You have a reason to do that. So in the IELTS, there are sections which you have to improve in order to get that high score that you want and do that. So what are they? So they are divided to 4 things. I divide this whole writing thing to 4 things, right? Well, overall, the criteria is when they're assessing this like essay is also 4, right? What is this? Task response or task achievement, right? Cohesion, coherence, lexical resource, and so you don't need to know all of that. Like you will learn when you go to IELTS, but you need to know these things. All right. So here we go. What is it? Idea, right? Idea. So how much is it important? Idea? 25%. So it means 1/4 of the pizza, right? So like if we call like one whole your, let's say 9 band or 8 band or 7 band, right? So some percentage of it is going to be about your idea, right? About how did you, or what kind of idea did you give? Did you say you give, you free your seat for elderly person because of your culture? Or did you explain what happens if you don't? Clear? This is idea, right? Next one is, goes into your, like idea development. It is how you're going to explain the idea. I have students who like were really crazy, who can give you perfect ideas for great topics, right? Like difficult topics, sometimes I need to think about it, like some of students give perfect ideas, right? But idea is not the end. Idea is only half, not even a half of the job, right? Half of the half, right? So another thing you have to know is idea development, which is like how to explain your idea, right? How to explain. You need to explain why you stand up and give your seat, and you have to give example and you have to give explanation to that, right? For instance, if you don't stop, a person who has, let's say, backache, right? Backache can like suffer from that and have issue from that, right? You need to explain this thing. And after that goes, of course, your Grammar. Here we go. Grammar. What is grammar? Grammar, right? So grammar is grammar. Here we go. Grammar is most boring thing in the language learning, right? Yes, do you agree? Yeah, like, but I love grammar, like actually like explaining the grammar, because it makes your language beautiful, right? When you're using it perfectly. Isn't it great? Like when you listen to native speaker, right? Speaks and doesn't think about, okay, there should be subject plus verb. Okay, where's subject? Where's verb, right? Or something like that. So, but it makes your whole idea development or whole thing beautiful, okay? Next one, and this is why we are studying grammar, right? This is why we're going to general English, spending 30 minutes of the like whole 1 hour, 20 minutes class for grammar, all right? After that is vocabulary, right? What do you understand by vocabulary? Words, right? We use. Okay, so can you give me synonym for vocabulary? Dictionary, what else? Glossary, great. What else? Great, lexical resource, okay? And words, right? Easily words, right? Okay, perfect. So vocabulary. It means you have to know how to talk about certain topic using various vocabulary, right? For example, when we're talking about elderly people, I have to repeat this word, older person, right? Or senior person, like a couple of times in my whole, let's say, essay, right? Or let alone in my one paragraph. That's why you need to know to give different vocabulary, which is topic-based. Clear? So, but how to prepare for all of that, right? How to prepare for all of that. First of all, come to the lesson, right? Second, do the homework, right? Third one, sleep less, right? No, sleep more, all right? Sleep more. Okay, and use Instagram less, okay? All right, so, okay, those are banal things. But what is important is that those who are studying in intermediate, pre-intermediate, like it's perfect time for you guys. Those who are studying IELTS, guys, you need to keep up faster, all right? So, idea bank or vocabulary bank. What does it mean? There is no like the special bank where you can pay and get ideas, right? Like I'm kidding. There is one. What do you think? What is that? Where can I get the ideas? Our brain, great. Articles, all right. Model essays, great. What else? Books. Other essays. Where am I going to find other essays? On the internet. Great job, right? There is a, what is this magical thing called Google, right? Like you can write whatever you want, it will show you something, right? This is the best like conversation partner on earth, right? So, idea and etc. But like what kind of ideas you should develop? Like what kind of, like what should you know? Like should you know like how to stand up and give a place for elderly person, or you should know like how to sit nicely, or what? Like what you should learn? You should learn about certain topics, right? They are everyday topics. They're like not new thing, right? What is this? These are art, business, communication, environment, health, food, and etc. Right? All of them, like even language, even like food, diet, environment, education. So I'm sure you can talk about these topics to certain extent, right? But you have to learn how to give ideas about them. For example, we're talking about art. What is art? What is art? This is art, for example, right? This is like giving this beautifully, or that is using it is art, right? Like all of which surrounds us, and as long as it's colorful and it gives us some kind of style, it's art, right? Pictures, museums, galleries, all of them are art, right? So what should you learn about them? You should learn the popular things about art, right? What is happening in the art world, and you have to learn like changes. Why do we need art? Guys, why do we need art?
To make a beautiful.
To make it beautiful, to make what beautiful? Everything, right? Great. Environment beautiful, right? Here we go. To be what?
To make world diversity.
Diverse, right? So increase the diversity of, what is this? Like the colors, right? Make it beautiful. Sceneries, right? Diverse sceneries, create them. Amazing. So it means like to make something interesting which will take our attention and give us, right? Here we go. These kind of ideas, you have to learn about them, right? And like, where can you learn about all of that? Those sources you have just mentioned, right? Essays, etc., etc., etc., right? Okay. The other things you can use are like the what? Like basic to prepare for these topics. First of all, you have to know what are those topics are. Right? You have to know what are those topics. Like you can write on the Google. This is like, those who don't know, it's like internet website called Google. Right? Here we go. Google different topics in IELTS. Right? Here, easily, today, you can type, right? You can go home and type on the Google or on the way. Type it and find like different topics, like 20 or like 18 topics. Right? 18 topics. Okay, you found them. You don't need model essays, guys. Reading model essay will confuse you because it's too much, right? You have to learn your ideas, right? And like how to write, you can learn slowly, right? So, ideas, right? So here we go. You will know the topics. First of all, topics. Now you need to learn about ideas. How do you learn them, right? You can use, again, this favorite thing, Google. Articles related to art, for example. You have got the list of topics in here, art, animals, etc. And then you're going to write articles related to art. It will give you long articles about the art, benefits, like common topics. You don't need to read all of them. You need to find like it shows like top 10, top 5, top 8 articles about the art or about animals or about something like that. Clear? Okay, who likes reading? Raise your hand. Like everyone is like, no. I know. Okay, girls mostly. Like, boys, what's wrong with reading? Like, yeah, here we go, right? Okay, so reading. Okay, if you don't like reading, no problem. We have a solution. We have BBC Learning English. 6-minute BBC Learning English is perfect website where you can find the topics. Or, like, where can I find it? There is something called YouTube. Right? Do you know what is YouTube? Yes? Okay, put your hands down if you know it. Nobody knows it? Seriously? Okay, cool. So, YouTube, right? On the YouTube, you're going to write down videos related to art, to animals, to environment, etc. It will give you a million of like options, right? You don't need to watch all of them. Watch only like related stuff, like interesting. Mostly BBC videos, like 6-minute English BBC, like we used to learn, like they exist from, I don't know, like 10 years ago or something like that, right? So you will find them and you will listen to them, like you walking around, right? Instead of listening to Ummon, right? Do you listen to, like it's gone, right? What kind of like common, what kind of songs do you listen to?
Songs in English?
Uzbek, Russian, English, Chinese also.
In English. Like, no rap? Yeah.
Who's rap? Good. Okay, thank God you know Eminem. Great. So Eminem raps, right? Instead of listening, okay, I don't want to say it. He's my, like, I wouldn't say idol. I like this guy. So, okay, listen to BBC, right? Every day, 3 videos or 2 videos, right? Like, just listen, just put it on, right? On the Telegram, even you can write down BBC 6-minute English. It will give you the channel and then you can listen. You're walking around, just listen, but not different things. You need to listen one topic. For example, art, right? We're talking about art. So one day you need to listen about art, right? And then write down, open your notebook and write down like what kind of ideas are they giving? What is the art? What is the benefit? Why do we need art, right? It will help you to think bigger. First of all, for your personal development. Second thing, it will help you to create ideas, right? About this topic. Okay? So art. And for second day, another topic. For third day, another topic. Or have a rest. One topic for 2 days. Right? Like the one day you will listen to 3 BBCs, right? Second day you will listen them again and write down like what did they talk about, right? Write down summaries. In that case, you can learn certain ideas about them. Clear? Yes? Okay, perfect. So, next one, by the way, like we have written in there, vocabulary and idea. Like vocabulary, where can we get the vocabulary? TOEFL vocabulary, yes, okay. Where do you get vocabulary? Nowhere? No? Where can you?
Cambridge Dictionary.
Cambridge Dictionary, here we go.
Cambridge Dictionary.
Cambridge Dictionary. All right, so Cambridge Dictionary is like translator mostly, right? It shows like translation, right? You can get the vocabulary also from these ones. Like you're listening to BBC, right? BBC, when they're talking about, just don't just like listen, okay, gone. I'm not going to hear this word again. No. These topics, when they're talking, they're using vocabulary. In your speaking, in the speaking IELTS, in the writing IELTS, in the reading IELTS, right? You're going to see all of those vocabulary. They're going to be related. If the passage in the reading is related to art, you will hear these words. You will see these words. If the listening is related to art, you will hear these words. Okay? It means these are not just idea source, but also vocabulary source. Clear? So you can learn vocabulary from there. All right? For example, like you're listening to something, right? You can learn it. When I talked about like giving a seat to the elderly people, did you notice any kind of new vocabulary for yourself? No, right? It's gone. Like you just, like it goes from this ear, it goes out from that one, right? So try to like close it when you're listening to internet information, okay? So like, for example, challenging, what does it mean? Difficult, here we go, right? Trouble, right? Okay, so use these words, right? So like you know these words, but you don't use it because they are not active vocabulary for you, right? You have to make them active. You have to bring them from the back of your head to the front side, right? How do we do that? By practicing, right? Listening, speaking about it, right? Here we go. Find a partner. Do you have English partner? Yes. Who doesn't have it? Raise your hand. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. You two, you don't have it, right? Right? You can, like, after the lesson, share Telegram contacts, right? And practice it. You're Cambridge students. She's a girl. You're a girl. You can practice it. Boys, did you see each other? Yes? Yes? No? Raise your hands again one more time. Well, you're coming here to study, right? The best thing is focus on the study. All right. So, it means like you can learn what you're learning. The best way is listen to them and discuss it, right? To make it strong in your mind, right? In your brain, to keep it. All right? So, these are idea and vocabulary development, right? Learning about this one. Do I need to repeat all of this in Uzbek? No, thank God. Okay. All right, so let's go. Next thing is, so we've talked about idea development and vocabulary, right? So both of them, how many percentage of that pizza? Both of them. 50, right? It means half of the essay is done. You have the idea, you have the vocabulary, right? Half of the essay is done already. You don't need to worry. Any kind of topic, you are ready, right? But you have to prepare for 2 of them, right? Vocabulary, there is like the vocabulary which you learn, because for beginners, for learners, right? The vocabulary is going to be given easy one. For example, instead of challenging, they will give difficult, right? Before difficult, they will give you hard, right? That means like you need to improve. You need to like go up and up, right? You need to keep developing. How do you do that? By listening to those kind of speeches, because those are, 1, for learners, 2, spoken by native speakers, right? When they're speaking, you will learn, first of all, pronunciation for your speaking. You will learn your ideas. You will learn how to stress new words, right? Everything like that. So it's giving you an opportunity to learn all of that. Clear? Yes? Okay, cool. Now, grammar range and accuracy. What does mean grammar? What is grammar, right? Okay, good. Okay. So I've never knew like to explain like this. Like students when what is grammar? It's grammar. That's it. All right. Range. Range. Hilmahillik. Hilmahillik, right? Okay, so different types. What types of grammar range do you know? What types of grammar do you know?
For example, tenses.
Tenses? What does it mean, tenses?
For example, tenses in English.
What tenses
past simple, present continuous.
Okay. Past perfect. So different kind of tenses, grammar range. Okay. Is there any other ideas?
Passive voice and active voice.
Great. Passive, active.
So reported speech. Reported speech.
Reported speech. Great.
Conditionals.
Conditionals. Great. Okay, we're going higher. What kind of conditionals do you know? How many conditionals are there?
4.
4? Can you count them? No? It's 0, 1, 2, 3. Right? Good. Okay, so do you know what is conditional?
I'm not English.
Sorry? Okay, so guys, do you know conditionals? Okay.
It's a zero conditional. We use zero conditional for facts, and we have first 3 and 4 conditional. That's it.
Good. Thank you so much. So we use conditionals in order to talk about condition, right? To talk about condition. For example, you're asking somebody to marry you, right? Okay, let's change it. You're a student, sorry. Okay, so you're going to education center, right? Like you're going to join a group. You're going to put conditions, right? So is there any beautiful girls in the group, right? Do you ask this one? No, right? Okay, so conditions like how long am I going to study, right? And how many times a week am I going to have a lesson, right? Etc. Certain conditions, right? And they will put it as conditions. You have to come to the lesson, you have to do the homework, right? Etc. Etc. Different kind of conditions for you, right? Conditionals. Okay, great. Like, excuse me, but no. Like, they're not grammar range and accuracy, which we're talking about. Mostly students understand when we're talking about grammar range, it is like using past simple, present simple, etc. But it's slightly different than that, all right? In IELTS writing, when we're talking about grammar range, we're going to talk about 3 things. Different sentence structures. Sorry, 2 things. First one is different sentence structures. What kind of sentence structure do you know? Simple, complex, compound. Great job. So simple, compound, and complex, right? So 3 types of sentence structures, right? So what are they? Simple, compound, complex. You can give like the perfect vocabulary, right? You can give like, I don't know, advanced level vocabulary, but still you can get like low score from the writing. Why? Because you're using mostly simple structure. In order to get like 6+ in the writing task 2, right? You need to write like good grammar range, okay? Good grammar range. So it means simple, compound, complex. What does it mean simple? Simple sentence, 1 independent clause, right? So can you make a sentence, like any sentence, please?
I can't.
I can't. So this is it a sentence? Yes, right? Because it has I, subject, and can't, right? It is auxiliary verb, but which is answering to the question, right? So I can't answer, right? I can't answer or I can't answer. In this case, you have subject, right? Plus auxiliary verb, which is showing like the you cannot do this one, right? And the verb, do. This one is a simple sentence. Why it's a simple sentence? Because it has subject plus verb. Clear? Yes? I can do. All right? I can do it. Right? Or I can't do it. Right? Or I came to the lesson. Or I'm having a lesson. All of that. Right? Simple structure. It is 1 independent clause. Okay. Next one is compound sentence. What does it mean compound sentence? Who knows it? Raise your hand. No? Nobody? Tough sentence, right? So compound sentence is, let's say, okay, I can't answer to the question, but I can try, right? I can't answer to the question, but I can try. It means, sorry? İkisi gapni bir-biriga bog'layapmiz, to'g'rimi? We're connecting 2 sentences to each other using but, right? But, etc. Linking words, right? So, this case, it shows us it's a compound sentence, right? Okay, next one. So in the compound sentence, you have 2 or 3 independent clauses, right? Why they're independent clauses? Because they have their own idea, own meaning, right? For example, let's say let's say people are eating ice cream too much, right? People eating ice cream too much, right? In this case, people subject, right? Eating verb, right? And too much ice cream is object, right? Subject plus verb plus object, and it's giving one idea, right? That's why it is one independent clause, has completed idea. Understood? So, next one is complex sentence. What does it mean, complex sentence? Complex sentence which has connection between independent and dependent clause. Using because, right? Although, even though, despite, in spite, when, whereas, or this kind of conjunctions, right? Or word connectors, or sorry, sentence connectors, right? Using these ones. So these are 3 different sentence structure you should learn. If you don't know, like when you get home, start working on them, right? And if you already know these structures, then put them into active use, right? You have to start using this more and more. In your essay, you should use these 2. Not this one. We should forget about the first one. Not only is essay, when you're speaking, answering to the questions in the IELTS, you have to learn how to use these 2 mostly. Right? Major usage, it should be this one. Clear? Yes? Okay. What are they? Let's see examples. Okay, some examples. So, obesity is a pressing matter in the contemporary society. What does mean obesity? All right, here somebody's showing, right? So being fat, right? Here we go. Being overweight, right? Obesity. Obesity is like saying it more academically, right? Like the fat is can be a little bit what is this? Like the making somebody upset, right? Offensive a little bit, and just saying overweight is like little less offensive than saying fat, right? Obesity, is it a good thing? Why it's not a good thing? You look like horrible. You look horrible, right? Why? Like, isn't it like there's kim kohli, domba kohli? No? What is the problem with being obese? Harmful for their health? Good for health, right? It's problem for health. Good. It is difficult to move around, right? So it impacts our flexibility, right? Moving around and being able to do that. Okay, so obesity, advanced vocabulary. Pressing, what does this mean? Pressing, right? Bosmoq, right? Nima bo'lyapti? Obesity is pressing. Kimni bosyapti? Odamlarni bosyaptimi? Ta'sir o'tkazadigan matter. What is matter? Problem, right? Issue or some kind of situation, right? So, pressing matter, it means like the matter or the problem which is coming very close. We have to do it right now, right? It's pressing. It's happening again and again. We have to deal, right? It's not a problem which is going to happen. It's a problem which is happening, right? Pressing. Understood? Pressing degani kelib turgan, ya'ni hozirda holat nima deydi? Hozirda paydo bo'lishi mumkin bo'lgan problemaga pressing matter deyiladi. Ya'ni ertadan keyin ham qilsam bo'laveradi yoki ertadan keyin ham buni hal qilsa bo'ladigan narsa emas. Hozir qilishimiz kerak. It's a pressing matter. Understood? Phenomenon is something like phenomenon, but this one is pressing, like pressing phenomenon, which is like the coming. It's happening right now. It's like urgent. All right, here we go. Urgent. Understood? All right, let's try to make sentence. All right? Pressing matter. Let's try to say, okay, getting, let's say, getting close. All right. So, let's say starvation is a pressing matter, right? Holiday is a pressing matter, right? Okay, let's say weather is getting cold, right? weather is getting cold, and we have to think about wearing like warm clothes, right? So this is a pressing matter. All right. So did you understand what is pressing matter? Okay, let's play a quick game. All right, like boys versus girls. All right. So you need to just say a sentence. All right, like one by one sentence. Right. The group who is going to stuck, let's say, who is not going to say anything during 4 seconds will lose. All right. Clear? What happens with that group who loses? Stand up. All right. So okay, stand up and show respect. Right. Okay. So I will tell you at the end what you're going to do. Okay. Yes, that's going to be a great idea. Clear? So let's see. Pressing matter. Everybody understood? Tushunarlimi ma'nosi? Pressing matter? Okay, let's go. Like, gentleman starts. All right, so let's go.
Christmas is a pressing matter.
Christmas is a pressing matter. Okay, Christmas is not an issue, right? Okay, we have to buy gifts, right? It's a pressing matter. Okay. Wait, girls, right? One by one. All right, girls, who's going to do it for?
Heating the apartments are becoming pressing matter at the moment.
Heating the apartments is becoming a pressing matter, right? Great job. Okay, boys.
Debts and taxes are pressing matter.
Taxes, right? Paying taxes, right, is a pressing matter. Okay, girls. 4. Pressing issue. Climate change is a pressing issue. Good, boys.
2 years ago, COVID-19 was a pressing matter.
2 years ago, it was a pressing matter.
To get a high score in the IELTS exam is a pressing matter between students.
Good, among Uzbek students, right? Good, all right. Wait, you said it. All right, let's see. 4, 3.
Our midterm exam can be pressing matter.
Good. All right, great. Wish you good luck, by the way, guys, for midterm. All right, who else? Girls.
Noise pollution is pressing matter.
Noise pollution is a pressing matter. Great job, boys.
Save money is pressing matter for students.
Good. Especially for parents, right? Preparing for wedding, right? Okay, so girls.
Homelessness is a pressing matter in all the world.
Good. Homelessness, right, is a pressing matter. Okay. War in the Ukraine is a pressing matter. Great job, girls.
Traffic jam is pressing matter in the mornings.
Good. Traffic jam is a pressing matter in the mornings. Boys.
Sleeping less, pressing matter.
Sleeping less is a pressing matter. For who? For you. Okay, wait, you did it. So, who didn't?
Fall the university is pressing matter.
Fall. Okay, failing the entrance exam is a pressing matter, right? Can become a pressing matter, right? Great. Okay, boys. 3, 2.
Eating junk food is pressing matter.
Good. Junk food, right? It is a pressing matter. Great. Girls, 2.
Air pollution is a pressing matter.
There, did we have it? We had it. 2.
Increasing sea levels is pressing matter.
Pressing matter. Great job. Increasing sea levels. You had it. 3, 2.
Drinking soda or sparkling water is a pressing matter.
Great. Okay. 2.
Influence of social media among children is is a pressing matter.
Corruption is a pressing matter. Great job, boys. 2, 2, 1. Preparing for an exam is a pressing matter. Good.
Insomnia is a pressing matter for middle-aged adults.
Good. Okay. Insomnia is a pressing matter for adults, right? Boys, you had it. 2.
Wasting time is a pressing matter to
Good. Pressing, what is this? Wasting time is a pressing matter for teenagers. You had it. 3, 2.
Palestine is still pressing matter.
Palestine, right? The issue in the Palestine is a pressing matter. Good.
For salary, the pressing matter.
Oh, tell me about it. All right, great job. You had it. You had it. 3, 2, 1.
Throwing the food is also pressing matter.
Serving the food is a pressing matter. Throwing the food is a pressing matter. Great job. You had it. 2. You didn't?
For the meantime, globalization is main pressing matter. Therefore, it affects harmfully for whole people.
Great job. It was amazing. It was amazing. I think like, yes, good job. Right. Okay, great job. All right, thank you. Okay, I know you're not, but I'm tired running away. So running around. Okay, great job. So it's a pressing matter, right? This way you can like develop your practice, right? When you're learning a vocabulary, some students might ask me a lot like how can we learn the vocabulary? This way. Like you need to make a lot of sentence about it. Like simplest ideas is okay, right? What is pressing matter? I'm hungry, it's a pressing matter, right? Here we go, right? So this way, obesity is a pressing matter. This one, you look, obesity, pressing matter, contemporary. What is contemporary? Modern, right? So modern, present, nowadays, right? Modern. Here we go. And as advanced in society, community, group of people, right? Here we go. Community, modern society, group of people, right? We're talking about. All of them are like the upper intermediate or advanced level vocabulary, but you cannot get high score for this sentence. What is the reason? It's a simple sentence. Why it's a simple sentence? What? Obesity. Where is the verb? Is, right? Object, pressing matter in the contemporary society is a just place, additional information, right? So in here we have one subject, one verb relation. That's why it's a simple sentence. Understood? Yes? Okay, next one. Obesity is a pressing matter, but majority of the contemporary citizens are taking it lightly. What does it mean, take it lightly? Don't take something seriously, right? Okay, here we go. So we have some kind of pressing matter and not everybody takes it seriously, paying attention to that, right? That can be the issue, right? Like what do we call it? It is indifference, right? Indifference, when nobody cares about something, right? So this one is what kind of sentence? Compound sentence. Why it's a compound sentence? Good, we have linker, but, right? We have obesity, subject, verb is, and in here, majority of the contemporary citizens, one, compound, subject, right? So, and then are, again, are taking, actually this one is a present continuous and it's our verb, right? We have two subject, two verbs, right? Connection. Sorry, we have two subject-verb relationship and both are connected using coordinating conjunction, but, right? There are like the coordinating conjunctions called fun boys. Fun boys, right? We know fun boys? Yes, right? So fun is like the fun of the Messi, right? Okay, fun of the Messi, Ronaldo. Okay, here we go. All right, and the boys are the boys, right? Like here we go, boys. Fan boys. Why fan boys? For and, right? But, for and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Clear? Fan boys. Understood? Fan boys. Why fan boys? Because for and, but, right? Again. For and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Let's repeat it together. For and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Right. Adashib ketdimizlar, adashib ketdinglar. Hammamiz adashganlar. All right, so, okay, let's try one more time. All right, 1, 2, 3, let's go. For and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Perfect. You ready? Okay, you know it, right? Okay, so let's see who can say it in synchronic way, all right? Synchronic means together, boys or girls again, right? Battle, second round, okay? let's go. All right, ready, boys? I will say 1, 2, 3, go, and you will say for and nor, but, or, yet, so. Clear? Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 3. I said go. Where are you going? Go. I will say go, then you will go. All right? 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Let's go. Wow. Let's clap for them. Great job. Okay, amazing. Okay, good. You gotta beat them. All right? You gotta beat them. Okay? So I'm helping you guys. All right? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's stop. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's stop. All right? 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Great job. Okay, thank you. All right, amazing, you guys. No, it's like Cambridge students, you know, like high level, right? High quality. All right, kidding. Great job, guys. Thank you. All right, so these are coordinating conjunctions. You know them, you use them, but mostly what you're going to use is what these ones, like the and, but, or, right? But the other ones, for and yet, right? These are better to use than using this one, but, or the other one. Okay? So you have to try to use in the mixed way. Why they are compound sentence? Because they are independent sentence in here. So what happens, imagine if I erase this part, but majority of the contemporary citizens taking it lightly. All right, 1 minute. Obesity is a pressing matter. Does it make sense? Yes, right? Because it has subject plus verb relation. Obesity is a pressing matter, right? I can put a full stop here, right? Can I put full stop? Yes. Why yes? Because it has completed idea. That's why it's called one independent sentence, all right? You can just say, okay, obesity is really a problem. Obesity is a pressing matter, right? You can just say one sentence. Right? Or we can do like the other way around. So, but majority of the contemporary citizens are taking it lightly. Right? Does it make sense? Actually, it does. Like, why it does? Because like, yes, you're saying because of it. It doesn't make sense. Right? Because of it. All right, so we're talking with him. Right? Mr. What's your name? Falcon. Okay. I'm Ahmadxon, nice to meet you. Okay, so Mr. Falcon, all right. Mr. Falcon is telling me, can you tell me the previous sentence which I've just deleted?
Obesity is a pressing matter.
Yeah, I agree, but contemporary citizens are taking it lightly, right? Yeah, here we go. Understood? He said something, I said something, and he understood what I'm saying. Clear? Yes? Why he's understanding? Because my case, this sentence also an independent clause. All right, but can also start with uppercase letter. Just it's informal, right? Just it's informal. Why? We don't use but in the beginning of the sentence. We use instead of but, however, nevertheless, nonetheless, right? However, we can use. Meaning is not changing. It's just however is more formal to put in the beginning of the sentence. But even in Uzbek, let's try to translate this one. But majority of the contemporary citizens are taking it lightly. Ammo. Good. So, what is it? Ko'p zamonaviy odamlarning ko'pchiligi bu narsani okay, what is this? Shuncha yengil qabul qilishyapti, right? So, seryozni qabul qilishmayapti, right? Okay, here we go. So, in here, this sentence, even in Uzbek, makes sense, right? Ko'pchilik odamlar bunga e'tibor qaratmayapti. Bo'ldi, right? Makes sense. That's why they are compound sentence, right? Why? Because they have two sentences connected to each other, which can make sense even separately. Understood? It has two mustaqil sentence. right? It has two independent clause. Clear? Yes? Independent clause. Okay. Now, next one. Obesity, which is a good. Thought of means e'tibor bermoq, right? To think about it. Not well thought of, it is the synonym to that one. Take it lightly, right? Not pay attention to that. Clear? Yes? In this case, let's imagine we are crossing one part. All right. Obesity is, can you see it, everyone? Is it clear? Visible? All right. So, obesity is not well thought of by majority of the contemporary citizens. Does it make sense? Yes. Because it is an mustaqil sentence. All right? Because it's an independent sentence. All right? Mustaqil sentence. Chunki tarjima qilsalar ham o'sha bitta ma'noni beradi. To'g'rimi? O'sha kerakli ma'noni beradi. Okay. So, what about this one? Which is a pressing matter? Qaysiki серьезный issue. Nima qaysiki? Clear? So, mustaqilmi? No. Clear? This one is non-mustaqil bo'ladimi? Mustaqil mas sentence, right? Mustaqil bo'lmagan sentence. It is non-independent clause or just dependent clause. All right? Dependent clause. So, complex sentence is created with the with connecting two sentences with each other. Understood? Yes? Okay. Although obesity is not well thought of by majority of the contemporary citizens, what does it mean? Garchi, oh, good. Garchi bu problemani, right? Oh, sorry, bu muammoni muhimligini jiddiy qabul qilishmasa ham, tag olib ketdi o'zbekcha mana. So, bu muammoni nima deydi? Seriozniy qabul qilishmasa ham, right? Yaxshi e'tibor berishmasa ham, hop nima? Qolgani qani? Right? Yo'q, meaning ketdi tag oldi. Clear? So, where is that part? Understood? Даже o'zbekchada ham o'sha xohlangan ma'noni bermayapti. O'zbekchada ham o'sha keyingi nima deydi? Keyingi informatsiyani kutib turibsizlar. To'g'rimi? Yes? That's why like when you're using this kind of conjunctions, right? It's changing to dependent clause, right? Independent clause yani mustaqil ideyani nima deydi? Non-mustaqil ideyaga o'zgarishi. Okay? So, and your task in your task 2, right? Your job is to combine these two using this kind of and that kind of sentence, right? After this one, although obesity is not well thought of by majority of the contemporary citizens, comma, and something else, right? Can you give me that part, like ending part? Who can give me like an idea to finish it? Obesity, like we can make it easy. Although obesity is like, okay, although people are not paying attention to obesity, it's a pressing matter. Good job. Who else?
It is a serious problem.
It's a serious problem, okay? But they go. You don't need but, they go to the gym. Great. E'tibor berishmasa ham, lekin gymga borishadi.
They are not fighting, they are not trying to solve this problem.
Okay. E'tibor berishmasa ham, yo'q, e'tibor berishmaganiga qaramasdan bu problemani hal qilishmayapti. Sal ma'no to'g'ri kelmadi, right? Yes, ikkita negative bo'lmaydi, right? So one negative, one the other side. You can say, although like majority of the contemporary citizens are not paying attention to obesity, Falcon is trying to warn them. Okay? Does it make sense? Yes, right? Clear? Yes? Okay, perfect. So this is what you have to understand when you see grammar range and accuracy, right? Using different types of grammar. But of course, it's common to say when the students are trying to use complex sentence to mix it up. They will write because something is happening and full stop, right? Chunki bir narsa sodir bo'lyapti, hop qolganichi. Clear? O'shaning uchun before using this one, you have to first understand it completely, right? Thoroughly, and then implement it in your essay. Clear? Yes? Okay, right. So, next one is advanced grammar structure, right? Cleft sentence, concession, clause, and inversion. All right, so I'm not going to go in detail in here, but like these ones are for you to develop for with your teacher or on your own at home. You can develop it, right? But again, these are advanced structure. This is like the changing that complex structure of the sentence is already advanced. Now you're changing it into more advanced, right? If first level is simple sentence, then compound sentence, then complex sentence, then advanced structure, cleft, concession, and the inversion. Halinde уже concessionda уже tushunib oldinglar. We used although, right? Bir narsaga qaramasdan bir narsa bo'lyapti. Shu holatda concession. Clear? Yes? Okay. So, although smoking should be illegal. Simple sentence, right? Although smokers have rights, right? Smoking should be made illegal. Shu holatda concession usage and the creation of complex sentence. Understood? Okay. Next one, cleft sentence. What is cleft? Cleft is used to emphasize something, right? Well, emphasize what? Obesity, right? Which is a pressing matter, we said, right? What is most common pressing matter? Obesity, right? Something, right? Create, what is this? Grabbing the attention of the examiner or the listener to the problem, right? This one is the purpose of the cleft. We use the cleft in the speaking part 2, right? Speaking part 3 and the writing task 2. Clear? Okay. What was terrible was the fish, although other types of food were okay, right? In this case, your focus is attracted to the fish. In the previous sentence, you are doing it. The food was not bad, although fish was terrible. This one is already complex sentence, first one, because you're using although. But in here, we are changing it using this one, like what was, right? Who is your biggest supporter, right? Who is your biggest supporter? The biggest supporter that I have got is my parents, right? So here we go. In here, you're not just saying my parents are my biggest support, right? No, you're saying what is my biggest support, or the biggest support I have got is my parents. Clear? Yes? Okay, next one is inversion. I cannot go on holiday because I didn't save my money, right? If I had saved my money, I could go on holiday. What kind of structure? If conditionals, right? If conditional, right? Second one, using past and the present, right? Emphasizing this one. So, in this case, what is this? Like, had I saved my money, I could go on holiday. This one is inversion. So, inversion is changing. You can see it is already complex, right? Because changing it conditional, better one, and then changing it to inversion, even better one. Clear? You have to use these structures. Okay? So, da emphasize ketadi. Чтобы qaysinga e'tibor kuchliroq qaratilyapti. Right? If tushib, o'sha ifdagi conditionga ko'proq e'tibor qaratiladi. Ketib qoldi. All right, next one is idea development. This is best part, and this is the last part, right? Idea development. Idea development, you're going to use those grammar, idea, vocabulary you have learned, right? You have to mix it up, then create your explanation to certain idea. There are 4 sentences in the idea development, right? Idea development, bu essayda tasdiq yozib turganinglarda o'sha paragraflar borku, so introduction, paragraph, right? O'sha bitta paragraf shu idea development bo'ladi. Bitta paragraph, right? So, how you're going to do that? You will give point, what's your idea? Okay, we talked about obesity, pressing matter, right? Why it's a pressing matter? Because it's a, why it's a problem? It causes health problems, right? Health problems. Here we go. Health problem is your idea, right? In the point sentence, you will say, let's say, if not stopped, obesity can cause severe health issues, right? This is point sentence, just giving your idea. Next one is going explanation, how it happens, right? You have to explain like why or how obesity can influence the health, right? You can explain since in the person when like becoming obese, right? Person's body will gain extra fat, right? Which can prevent blood circulation, right? And the the connection between organs, right? You can say connection between organs. This is explanation, right? Next one is example. Like what kind of example, right? So after 60, you can say like among elderly people, it's common to say, it's common to see people having health issues due to not health issues, blood pressure related issues due to being obese and not being able to move around and having like the high pressure. Clear? So in this case, you're explaining the idea. And the last one is goes link. Finishing the idea, right? And linking the example to your idea. Just saying like the why it's happening, right? Imagine you're talking to your friend, right? Bir narsa aytdingiz, ideya berdingiz, right? Shuni qilaylik, desa nimaga deydi. Right? Shunaqa bo'ladi qilsak, shuna narsa o'rganamiz yoki boshqa bo'ladi. Right? Keyin nima? Hop, biror marta ko'rganmisan shu rostdan hodisa sodir bo'lganini? Of course. Example, what's your proof? Clear? Endi keyin ideya berdingiz, explain qildingiz, example berdingiz, eshitib turgan o'rtog'ingiz charchab ketdi. Right? Esidan chiqib qoldi, nima ideya gapirib turganingiz. Bo'ladi-ku, hali qarab turib, nima deb turibdingiz o'zi deydi. Hay, uyqusi kelib, voy, shu uyda o'tirib dam olsam bo'lardi, shu bilan gaplashganda. O'sha holatda yana qaytadan eslatib qo'yish to'g'ri. Ko'rding, shu sababdan borganing yaxshi o'shga. Clear? Yes? Yeah. So, linking the example to the idea. Understood? Yes? So, this is idea development. In among them, you need to use that idea you have learned, right? Vocabulary and of course, grammar, etc. Clear? An example should be something specific, right? More particular. Okay? Linkda berilgan ideyani berilgan example'da ideyaga bog'lash kerak. Do'stlar, shu sababdan shunaqa qilsang yaxshi bo'lardi. Right? Therefore, and consequently, subsequently, etc. Clear? Okay, so, for example, let's try it. All right? What are the advantages of having one common language? Imagine everybody on earth speaks in English or speaks in Uzbek. Well, English is more likely, right? So, okay. So, speaks in one language, whatever language is that. Everyone speaks it. Is it good? Why yes? You can talk to people easily, right? Good. Why no?
Because we cannot find information for us.
All right. What do you mean? Come on, try in English. You are going perfect. Tushuntirib bering da.
If you need some information and you search in the Google in Uzbek language, you will have less information. But in Russian English, you will have lot information.
Okay, so isn't it that's why better like if everybody speaks in English or Russian, like they can get, everybody can access, right? For that language. For example, you can speak English, that's why you can understand it. What if your little brother or like your parents, they don't know English? How they're going to know about that information? Good. Clear? Aha. Nima bo'ladi? Qanaqa informatsiya? Oldingi informatsiyalar, right? Chunki agar hamma o'sha bitta language gaplashsa, hamma informatsiya o'sha ingliz tilida bo'ladi-ku, to'g'rimi? Right? Google kerak bo'ladi. Google kerak bo'ladi hali. Right? Mana o'zbekchada informatsiya qidiryapmiz-ku hozirda. Right? So Google kerak bo'ladi, prosta you don't need translators, right? Mr.Ahmadxon ishsiz qoladi degani. Right? Okay. So yeah, no, of course, great. Like all the information will be lost. For example, we cannot understand what was written in, let's say, in like Alisher Noy's like old stuff, right? What he has written, right? Or etc. Like in Farsi, in other languages which was written, we cannot understand it because we don't know the language. But if it was in Uzbek, we could like easily access, learn, etc., etc. Right? So this way. Right? But if language disappears, right, etc., we will lose those information, right? Okay, still. So Mr. Ahmadxon still has a job, right? Good, thank you. All right, so now advantages of having common language. Let's see. In here, we're talking about like what do you think, guys? Is it good for business or not? Good? Why it's good? You don't need to learn. You don't need to learn a language in order to go to America to do business, right? Or you don't need to know Chinese in order to bring stuff from China, right? Yes. So etc. Right? Good. So business. Let's see. Idea development practice. Okay. So we're talking about the business, right? Can you make one sentence? Idea sentence. All right, everyone. Let's try to make one sentence. Tell me. What is this? Agar hamma bitta language gaplashsa, biznesmenlarga katta foyda bo'ladi yoki hamma biznes qilish imkoniyatiga ega bo'ladi.
If everyone speaks in one language, then making business will be easy.
Good. Conducting a business, right? Good. Conducting a business will be easy. All right, boys?
You can sell your products worldwide for them.
Good. All right. Just tell me this idea sentence. Tell me what's your idea, like how this can benefit.
It's easy. Everything one language, because a businessman can communicate other culture, other people. One language is so
good. Communicate with them, right? Okay, so it creates like opportunity to communicate with different representatives of different cultures, right? Okay, so let's try it then. Okay, should one common language, right? Should common language be promoted all over the world? The international trade will develop since the international conversations will be convenient, right? Here we go. This is idea sentence, which is telling us that if everybody speaks in one language, we can conduct the business easily because it will be easy to communicate with everyone. So what kind of sentence is it? So it is idea sentence, and the type of the sentence is complex sentence, right? Why it's complex sentence? We're using conditional, right? But we are using formal conditional. We're not saying if, we are saying should, right? Should one common language, that thing will happen, right? Will develop. And it is compound complex. Why? Because it has another dependent, since the international will be convenient. Clear? So we have one independent, two dependent clause in here. Understood? Yes? Idea sentence. Next one is the difference in national languages of many nations cause a barrier preventing many potential entrepreneurs. Who is the entrepreneur? Businessman, right? Entrepreneurs from finding a partner, let alone conducting any cross-national business, right? Cross-national business. What does mean cross-national business? Cross. What does mean cross? Right? Pass, around, right? So cross-national, it means like the between, right? International, good job. Between nations, right? International, cross-national, okay? So in this sentence, we are explaining why having one language will benefit the trade. Because there will not be a barrier or obstacle stopping people from finding a partner, right? let alone conducting an cross-national business. Clear? Yes? This one in here, we are explaining our idea. Okay? Next one is example, right? Example. What kind of example can we give, guys? What kind of example can you give to the idea that, what is this, like English, no, not English, sorry. This having one language helps us to communicate, helps us to do a business like easily. What kind of example can you give? Nimani misol keltirsalar bo'ladi shu yerda. Cambridgedan nima o'rganyapsizlar? English language. Ingliz tilini bilgan odam biznes qila oladimi? Yo'q. Nima ekan? Okay, biznes qilishni biladigan odam bilan biznes qilishni biladigan va ingliz tilini ham biladigan odam o'rtasida. Nimaga? Good. Jahonda haligi eng ko'p gaplashiladigan languagelardan bittasi bu English, right? Well, I think the most one, right? So, the most, kind of most one, right? So, it means like the many people in many countries mostly, right? It doesn't matter where you go to Russia, Europe, right? Whether you go to like the like American continents, right? Or you go to African continents, right? Everywhere they speak in English, right? Or at least you will find one person who can translate for you, right? It means like people are connected and they can talk to each other. This way, like English can be your example. English is not common, is not like one world language, but it is one common language which can be example of your idea. Understood? So let's see. Nonetheless, when a person can speak English, for instance, which is most widespread tongue currently, here we go. For instance, right? For example, English. Currently, it is less challenging to communicate in many countries for it is in here for. What does it mean for? Right? Those fanboys, right? For. So here we go. For. It is an unofficial second native language for several multilingual nations. Right? Unofficial, it means in our country, English is unofficial second language. It's becoming, right? Officially, Russian is second language. It's like slowly it's changing into English, right? So this kind of thing happening all over the world, right? Well, happened already, I think, right? Because you go to China, you want to do business, no English, that's enough, right? So, this is our example. Why nonetheless, or why but, or however? Because in here we're talking about the opposite case. When like people don't know the language, they cannot do business. That's why you're linking your example this way. Clear? Next one is what? We had idea sentence, we had point, explanation, example, link, right? Last sentence, link. So, therefore, establishing one-word language will grant an opportunity those who are interested in trading their domestic products abroad or other way around. It means they want to sell it or they want to bring it. Understood? All right. So this is idea development. This is how you develop and this is how you write it, right? One paragraph. Okay? Idea or point, explanation, example, and the link. Linking this example to your idea. Clear? Yes? All right. So, what are the benefits of art? This is like the example. Like you can take picture and at home analyze it. All right? Da, bitta pointda 4 ta gap berasiz, faqat oddiy simple gap bersa bu haligi yetarlicha chiqmaydi. Keyin katta ball olish uchun чтобы har bitta gapingiz at least compound sentence, right? Since usage, and this is also complex in going like that. In here, right? Provide environment suitable to relax. In here, this is compound sentence. Yes, you can say like to illustrate. You can say this can be an example of the aforementioned case. You can give it, but you have to first learn how to put it. right? And then the safest one is for example and for instance. For instance is more formal than for example. For example mostly is informal. That's why like not informal, less formal than this for instance. Okay? All right? Here we go. So, any questions, guys? No? All right. So, how many things you have to pay attention when you are writing or when you want to get high score from the writing? 4 things, right? First one? Idea. Second? All right. Idea development, right? All right. Third one? And vocabulary. All right. Let's see. You have to learn idea, right? You have to learn vocabulary related to this idea, right? Related to the topic. So learn topic-based vocabulary. Third thing you have to learn is grammar, right? To illustrate your ideas, to explain it, right? And you have to learn idea development, the structure of putting everything in order and linking this sentence. Also grammar, but now it's time for structure. So you see, learning structure is like is only 25% of the job. The main job is done by this one, like idea, learning ideas, learning vocabulary, and learning grammar. Clear? So it means 50% you will learn in the classroom, structure and grammar. 50% you will learn at home, like idea, vocabulary. Teacher is going to guide you, give you these sources, and will help you to put it in order and to choose which idea to give better. But as you can see, it's 50-50. When teacher gives one step, you have to do another step. Clear? So, these are 4 things I want you to learn and work on, like when you're going to the IELTS group or like when you are in the IELTS group, right? These are not like the new things for you. You have been doing them. It's just, this is why you are learning. This is why general English teacher gives you grammar. This is why they spend a lot of time explaining. This is why you do a lot of homework exercise. Many students can use perfect grammar. When I give them tests, they can use it perfectly. But the problem, they cannot connect it because they don't know what is idea development. They don't know this one. Why? Because they don't read books. Right? You need to read books, guys, because every paragraph in the book explains this thing. Like if reading book is too long, then read articles. Right? Bitta o'q bilan nechtadir quyonni nima deydi? Tekkizish, right? So, you're reading topic-based article. What are you doing? You're learning idea, you're learning vocabulary, and you're learning how to give that paragraph. Article o'qib turganda e'tibor bersanglar yoki reading o'qib turganda e'tibor bersanglar, ko'rsatadi o'sha nimani ishlatyapti, nimani qilyapti. Clear? O'sha yerda prosta o'qib ko'z yugurtirib ketib qolmanglar. E'tibor beringlar, qanaqa qilib o'sha narsani beryapti. Okay? O'shanda shu IELTS boshlaganda bemalol tayyorlanib turib, o'sha xohlagan o'sha 9 mi yoki 8 mi o'sha xohlab turgan baldosi bo'ladi. Zo'r gapiraman, bo'ldi, ketaveradi emas. Zo'r gapirish boshqa, o'sha narsani yozib tushuntirib berish boshqa. Chunki gapirganda eplab, amallab haligi gapni ideyani tushuntirib yuborasizlar. Lekin writingda limited narsa, right? Writingdagi 1 soatda ichida o'sha 40 minutda ichida mana 250 ta so'z yozgan bo'lsangiz, 40 minut vaqt berib, nechta so'z aytib tashlaysiz lozim. Right? Clear? So, this is what you have to learn. So, home task, right? When you get home, like practice on these cases, right? So, the sources to use. BBC Learning English, right? And first of all, you have to find those topics you can write on the Google, topics for IELTS. Second is BBC Learning English, right? The videos and everything. And watch Fox News and like the other news sources, right? They, like, it is improving your listening, other thing, right? And then there are magazines you can read, like the Read and the Reader's Digest. There is New Scientist, etc., etc. Clear? Yes? Okay. Who has any questions related to IELTS, writing, reading, listening, speaking? No questions? Right. Okay, everybody's like, tugati endi bo'ldi. Tushunganday bo'ldi. All right, glавный issue. All right, thank you for coming. It was really nice to see you. I hope like today's training was at least a little bit helpful for you, and it's going to help to achieve your future goals. I have seen already your potential, like you showed like what you can do, and you still like can learn it, right? Clear, guys? Thank you very much for coming and take care. Good luck. My pleasure. All right. See you. Take care. Have a nice rest of the weekend. Okay.